was going to do a nice plain view out of the window, but it's just a plain view.
This is the wall.
Here we are. We made it. At last. And it's quite nice. Very warm. Which is good. It's this is going to be a good week. Yes, it is. Looking forward to it. We've only been here a little while, just trying to get used to how everything's working and stuff. And then I don't really know what the plan is. We just have to see where to go from there. It's I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. But at the moment, ought to be good.
Good morning. It's another beautiful day here in Spain, and it's about 20 to 9, I think, local time. Yesterday was a nice day. The general idea for yesterday was just to kind of get a little feel for where we were and all that. So once we'd arrived and sorted out everything we needed to do, we took a walk over across that way, just to see what was going on. I should probably put my arm strap on. Oh, there's a team meeting going on down there. Do you want to look at the team meeting? It's all the way down there. Yeah, so we got everything sorted that we needed to do here, and then just went for a walk down to kind of get to know the local area a bit, see where all the shops were and stuff like that. And then we just lounged down there for most of the day, and that was pretty much it. And then in the evening we just went out to go and have a look at some things. Well, we went for a night out, essentially. We found ourselves a couple of bars and stuff. We found this really great rock bar that had a AC/DC band playing, I took some video and photos on my phone. If I'm able to, I'll edit them in. Had a lot to drink and then stumbled back to the hotel. So we left going that way and then found the beach, which is over that way somewhere behind those buildings. And on our walk back, we managed to come up this road, I believe. Yeah, that's right, we walked across that road there and came back around the hotel to come in the front. It was a long old walk home. We found some districts I didn't particularly like. Ultimately we got back nice and safe and sound, no dramas, which is brilliant. Today's plan, I don't know, we've got a welcome meeting in about an hour that we're going to go to. And I don't know, we'll just have to work it out from there. Oh, people are setting up camp already down there for the pool. The shower's a bit funky. We've got a very temperamental shower. It will start off warm, then it'll go freezing, then it'll be scalding, then it'll go back to freeze, and it just chops and changes like that. I don't know what it is. My theory is that the whole hotel's hooked up to one water system, and then every time someone flushes the toilet, it just kind of changes the temperature. Very odd. Anyway, I'm going to get changed, and see you a bit later on. We'll go out somewhere, maybe. Go out for a little wander, because we've got such beautiful landscape all around here. Like there's a cross on top of the hill up there. It'd be cool to be able to go investigate that, but that looks quite a climb and stuff. So we'll see what's what. People are playing pool already. Dang. Part of the advantage of course as well is that me and Jay are all inclusive. So we get food and drink all day if we want it. Which takes a lot of stress out. No cooking and all that.
Don't know what it is about Spanish drinking laws that I don't know, just seems so much better than the ones we have back at home. It might be something to do with the half a glass measure of alcohol you get. Bearing in mind you also topped up the bottle with some as well.
Yeah. So it's Monday the 11th of May. Thank you. And I think this kind of pretty much just sums up today. We've you said on the phone that we woke up about midday, which I guess is kind of true, but I'm fairly sure that we was in and out of sleep until like 3, something like that. We slept a lot of today, and that's because last night was well, how would you describe last night?
I don't know how you describe it. Probably like the heaviest like drinking I've ever had.
Heavy, yeah. No, that sounds about right. Yeah. Because well, I've kind of put a little bit in anyway. But essentially, the Spanish drinking laws seem to be, it don't matter. Just have a drink. The first place we went into, which was the little video clip you would have seen, that was about it was about half a glass of Jack Daniels, which is a lot. I think we pretty much worked out that by the time we'd had that drink, we pretty much had our normal night's worth of alcohol anyway. And then
It's just no, I don't think I was prepared for the lack of Spanish drinking law. It was yeah, so that's what it was on, and then Jay had an interesting idea in that we should buy some shots of Sambuca, which was a silly idea, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was. And ordinarily, we're not particularly shot people. I think that's fair to say, isn't it?
No, not really.
So
Not often.
we don't normally have shots. The reason why I think we kind of settled on Sambuca was because at a bar we was at on the Saturday night, I guess. Yes, because last night would have been Sunday night. A bar we was at on the Saturday night, a lady just came round and poured a load of shots for people for free. So we both had one, and that was a mistake. And then we had more last night, and paid for it when we got back to the hotel room, and have been paying for it all day, really. So, other than that, haven't done very much today at all. I think the plan is to have a small amount of dinner, because it's, what is it, like 20 past 8?
Yes, no, 20 to 9.
Oh, 20 to 9, excuse me. So a little bit of food, still feeling fragile at this time. And then Jay wants to go and watch the football, so we'll see if we can find somewhere. And it'll only be softs tonight, because
Get out. No, fuck it out.
no, because I want to remember the rest of the holiday. We've got some other stuff planned. We got a nice little cycle trip going on. It's on the Wednesday, I think, and then we're taking a trip into Valencia on Thursday to walk around a old Spanish town.
To see the cathedral, the Macleod football stadium.
Yeah, so that'll be a nice day out. We went to the beach earlier as well. The beach is nice. We're going to spend a bit more time down there at some point. But otherwise, yeah, I think pretty much this is just how
I feel
we've spent today. Just kind of crashed on the bed. Let's try not to repeat it, because I don't want to feel so bad for the rest of the holiday.
Yeah, tomorrow night, definitely drinking, but not taking it too much, because we have to ride our bike down a mountain.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
And get up early.
Could you imagine if that was today? Yeah, right and fine, you got to go and ride these bikes.
Probably would have been.
I can't even stand up.
It would have been like 70 odd euros down the pan. So, oh no, you can't ride your bike. You can't even ride your feet. Hello, post-production Nick here, just to tell you a little bit more information about what you're seeing. This is a mountain that Jay pointed out had a striking resemblance to Will.i.am, and in case you can't see it, here's a little bit of a helping hand.
Boom, 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 gotta get that. Boom, 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 gotta get that. Boom, 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 gotta get that. Boom, boom, boom.
Just thought I'd highlight how difficult it is to just lay somewhere all day and do nothing. It's really hard.
You look so smug.
Eh?
You look so smug.
I look so smug. That's how I normally look in it. A cross between smug, tired and I do look very smug. It's like, I know what I'm doing. I'm owning this space. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't own anything. So today, me and Jay are on this bike ride thingy. I don't know how well you can hear me, but I thought I'd give it a go anyway. And some of the scenery is beautiful. I mean, look. However, the problem comes with, oh, it's warm. The fact that I need to hold you in my left hand. And the reason for that is because in Spain, people drive on the right, and on their bikes, the right hand brake is the back brake, which is the one that you need to use to slow down. And the reason for that is because if you slam on the front brake, which is the left hand brake here in Spain, then you just go over the handlebars, which is very painful. So I kind of trying something new here. I mean, I can ride with my right hand off the handlebars, no problem, but that's no good to me here. So apologies if the video is very shaky. Also apologies if you haven't managed to get a word of this due to the wind, but I just thought I'd best do something. Oh, it's beautiful though. It's very hot, but the breeze is lovely. And the scenery is sensational, as you will have seen, and oh my gosh, as you will be seeing. Just take it in if you can. Maybe I can just pull over here, just for a moment, to have a look. I mean, it's stunning. I would come and live here. Well, I don't know if I'd come and live here, but somewhere like this. Somewhere rural with a view. Why would you not? Lovely.
Pigeons you're alright with, but...
Yeah, you're not going to shoot an eagle out of the sky.
No.
Hey, listen, boy, I can hear them come in. I took one of those corners a bit too quick. The right hand one.
Them Newcastle girls are
They're rum lot there.
rum lot, aren't they? Them? They were talking about the sex show they went to the other night. Oh,
In detail.
This was a magic fountain. If you stroked the bird's chin, then it gave you water. if the opportunity ever arises for you to do so. It's so nice, so leisurely. The best part is as well that most of this route is downhill, so you haven't even really got to put in any effort to doing it, which is, you know me, which is great. You can look up the mountain and stuff as well, where we've been. I don't really know a whole lot about the shape of it because I can't see behind me. Y'all didn't tell me there was a car coming. Oh, idiot. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. But it is very nice. Thoroughly recommended. Pausing for a couple of moments, mainly for a bit of water, but also just because two thoughts have popped into my head. The first of these is it's worth mentioning we are actually above the cloud layer and have been pretty much all day. I was suddenly reminded of that when my ears started popping, so I was going down just now. And the second thought is, I sure as hell wouldn't like to cycle up this thing. Cycling down's fun. Going up probably wouldn't be.
I said it's using my phone.
Okay. The big camera's probably better.
Really?
Maybe.
You want to get in the shade, it's cool too, you know. Buenos días. No, I'm not going to go in there. I just wanted to see from the outside. These were palaces belong to the wealthiest families. You can see the coat of arms of many of these palaces, all right? It tells you this, you know, the family name, etc. And these people, a lot of them have lost it, you know. They ran people the past time. You get one of the family members, maybe, you know, they like gambling and stuff like that. It's happened in the past. Well, that's it. You can see the old houses, the old buildings had iron bars in the windows. In the old days, that was to keep the women in and the men out. Now it's the other way around. Keep the men in, the women out. Now in Spain, the women have all the rights. The men is white, yes, you know, what you say. But another thing about, yeah, you like that. But another thing, you don't need air conditioning inside these buildings because it's very cool. And you see why the streets are so narrow in most cases. To give freshness, to give coolness, to give shade to each other. That's the way it works out.
Vamos a pasar porque si no, no nos vamos a
like a picture next to the fountain later.
Would you?
That's where the bell comes from. Yeah, Whitechapel.
I think the roots are like the most fascinating part of this. Hey?
Yeah, these are roots.
I know. But the only way I can think of describing them is kind of like bingo wing roots. You know what I mean? Like you've got like the nice little sort of solid bit on top, right? And then it just looks like the rest is kind of like just hanging underneath. This tree shall forever be known as the bingo wing tree. So named because of the Scunthorpe arms of its roots. We got the roots of Scunthorpe. Go on, you can do it.
I can't.
Oh, you probably shouldn't anyway.
My foot slipped and I injured myself on this holiday.
You probably shouldn't anyway. This is probably a protected tree or something.
Everything's so sort of winding up like this because of the heat. It's going to cool down tomorrow again. So that's the oceanography, all that area. You go through subterranean tunnels and underground. This was the old river. This was a very run-down area in the old days. It was, well, run-down. It wasn't a run-down area. It was like a, you know, a working man's area. You know what I mean? The old working man's club, that kind of thing. We're just normal folks. But because the rains, the floods took everything, just washed it away. They upgraded all this. So that's very unusual. That's the future. Look at that. You're on the right.
Look at that.
It is fantastic. Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, this is the future. A lot of people come to this place. So Valencia has this as one of their leading attractions. It's called the City of Art and Science. In front of us is a big shopping center.
It's not hard to see why.
It's
not hard to see why.
CNA in Benidorm too. 44 degrees. Look at that.
So on our day trip around Valencia, we chose the hottest day they've ever had to go for a walk around the city. 44 degrees Celsius. My God, it was hot. Need to look up rights and stuff. Our tour guide pointed this mountain range out and referred to it as the Sleeping Giant mountain range, because if you look closely you can make out the outline of a very large man who looks like he's had a very large amount to drink. Also, wildfires, because it was very hot that day, as I've already said. Good morning. It's our last day today, which is sad. We go home tomorrow, but it's been a very nice week actually. All in all, weather's been pretty much like that all week. Loads of laughs, plenty of good fun. Got up to some really cool stuff. You started having a problem yesterday on the trip. Just checking. Your eye wasn't closing properly, but I think we're sorted now. But yeah, it'd be a shame to go home and leave all this behind. But well, I guess you have to. It's sad. Look, down in the hotel down there at the Flaming Oasis. That's it's a sad sight seeing the bus pull up, because we'll be getting on one of those tomorrow. And yeah, the Flaming Oasis. It's actually called the Flamingo Oasis, but the Wi-Fi network kind of puts the O's together, so it just looks like Flaming Oasis. And so ends the final day. We didn't do a whole lot. It was just lounging by the pool today. I don't think there was much need to do anything else. It's been a very windy day, actually, but nice all the same. We're gonna have dinner and then not sure what else. It's an early start in the morning, so we'll have to see. I'm imagining this will be the end, unless anything interesting happens on the way or anything going home. So, just look at those mountains. Right. Oh. It's lovely. Really nice. I had a great time. And I think Jay did as well. He's spent quite a lot of it ill, which is a shame. But I think he's still managed to enjoy it, which is great. I've got a lot of editing to do when I get in. Someone just fell down. Got a lot of editing to do. I'm hoping to really put some effort in, do some stuff I wouldn't normally do when it comes to editing videos and stuff, just to make it super special and all that. You know, we'll see how it goes. At the very least, I'm hoping to render it in 1080, because some of the stuff that we've seen, some of the landscapes and things like that, deserve to be done in the beauty that they have, if that makes sense as a sentence. So that would be the minimum, at least. I don't normally do 1080, but I'm thinking this vlog's deserving of it. So I'll see you next time, or tomorrow, but whenever. Thank you for watching. I know it's been long, but it's been a very good week. So I'll see you later. Bye.